Hey guys, Jan here and welcome to our channel, HuStrat. And today what we're going to talk about is that we're going to talk about what are those things that I am looking for when applying for a job or acquiring a new client, right? And this is something that's very important so that I get to determine how I can make an impact to the business of the client, to the role, as well as to my own personal lifestyle. And this is very personal to me as well. Some of the items that I will be discussing here is based on my own personal experience and how I experience work and how I function as an individual contributor to the work that I am doing, right? So the first thing that I would look for is the opportunity to do what I do best. And this is really important for me because first off, I want to be passionate about the things that I'm doing. And I truly believe that is the only way that I will become accountable. That is the only way that I can become more than 100% efficient in the job that I'm doing. And one of my passions is definitely developing businesses, developing people, and making sure that the business becomes profitable, while at the same time making sure that the employees that is under my bucket is developing as an individual and as a professional. So that is something that I want to share with you, because if you don't necessarily love the job that you're doing or the craft that you are doing, what ends up happening, at least for my own experience, is that you get bored. You get you definitely get exhausted. You will definitely get burned out. And I'm always being very careful about partnering with a client. I ask them what the job entails, what are those items that is expected of me, what are those things that I need to work on when I get onboarded in an opportunity. So that is something that I'm very critical of. I always want to make sure that, okay, this is the job that I love doing, because if I love the job that I am doing, I can be very passionate, and I will be passionate, and I will give it my 100% best. And I will make sure that I'm fully accountable with the roles and responsibilities that is being given to me. So there. Another item that I would always look into and I'm super critical about is better work-life balance. For that is basically for my own personal well-being. And I would often ask the client, like, hey, what time is your shift? What is expected of me? When do I report? Because it is critical for me that even though I am earning money, it is important for me that I also get to spend time with my family, my friends, my own personal well-being, whether it's whether it's being able to go on vacation during the weekends, being able to work out, being able to hang out with friends. And is there flexibility of time? I do understand that there are jobs that requires us to be right there on a certain time. And what I typically do, or during my time, what I typically do is I create a schedule around that so that I can also protect my time. And at the same time, guys, if ever you reach a point wherein you become excellent enough at what you do, you will be able to construct your own day, your own workload in a way that you protect your own personal time with your family, with your friends, and with yourself. So that is critical, because if you protect yourself, if you have work-life balance, you will not get bored. Every Monday is a sort of a reset day for you, or every weekend is a reset day for you, and you'll start your Monday feeling refreshed. You will feel excited to go to work because, again, on the first point, you love what you're doing. So if you love what you're doing, if you have that opportunity to do what you do best, then you'll also have the ability to protect your time, to have that work-life balance, and make sure that you get to spend time with your family and yourself. And there you go. Another item that I would personally look into is actually the job stability and the job security. And how I do that is that I talk to the client and ask questions like, hey, how long have you been in business? How long have you been outsourcing your production team? Because it is important to me, because when I make that partnership with my client, I make sure that it's going to give value to my time in the long term. And I want to share that to you as well. Make sure that you understand what the job entails and you understand the nature of the job, in a sense that, is this going to be a freelance job, a part-time job, a seasonal job, a temporary job, so that you can also prepare yourself. Because there are also clients that offer part-time job or seasonal job. So if that happens before the job ends, I would often look for another opportunity, knowing that it is seasonal. So you have to ask yourself, and you have to also ask your client, hey, what's the job setup here? Is this a long-term position? Is it a full-time position? Is it a part-time position? Is it a seasonal project-based position? And that is also will be based on your own preference. Are you someone comfortable working on a seasonal position? Are you someone who prefers more of a freelance type of job? So those questions definitely is needed to be asked to your client, so that you can also prepare yourself. So there. Another factor that helps me determine if I want to work with a certain client is also the brand reputation of the client. So there, is this a client that has been doing this kind of work for a long time? Like, what's the reputation of this client? I would check Google, I would check other review sites and see the status of the company. Are they producing good products? Are they producing good services? How is the customer experience? And especially in startup businesses as well as outsourcing businesses, it is imperative for us to check what's the nature of the business. How do they treat their customer? Because once you go into production, it will manifest, especially in emerging business. It will help you determine if this is a company that would hire you in the long run. Is this just a starting out company? What's their overall image in Google? What's the company's reputation? So there. And lastly, compensation. Definitely, this is something that I'm also super critical about, because essentially this is the value that I am getting in exchange for the time that I've spent. But one particular thing that I would often look into is that I would try to fulfill all the items that I mentioned initially. First off, is the job that I'm doing something that I love to do? Is it the job that will help me protect my work-life balance? Is it the job that has stability? Is the company that I'm working with the company that I believe in terms of their mission and vision, as well as the products and services that they offer? And there, if that all is a check, then I will go ahead and look at the compensation and determine if it is a good value for my time, right? Again, when you get to a point wherein you are empowered enough to choose your client, you can definitely negotiate your compensation package to what you believe is your worth. And at the end of the day, it's about how you determine your worth and how you essentially tell the client that, hey, this is my price and this is the quality of work that I'm doing. Because your compensation, right, should also be relative to the quality of work that you can produce, the quality of work, how efficient are you, and it all goes back to loving the work that you're doing, right? If you really love the work that you're doing, you can definitely produce like quality content, quality work, and with that, you will already know how much you're worth in terms of compensation and how much you can offer in developing your client's business. So there, guys, that is my own personal take and how to choose a client and how to look for a role. And again, if you like this kind of content, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, as well as hit the bell icon so that you'll get notified once we actually upload new content on our channel. So there, that is it for me, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.